Hey, it's me, Raika. Today we're going to have a look at Estrilda, Knight of Valor from the Lightbearer faction. Now, this hero wears plate-based gear, is part of the warrior class, and her primary role is to provide a significant amount of secondary stats, control, and energy recovery for your allies. So let's have a look at her abilities. Her ultimate skill, Joust. Estrilda deals AoE damage multiple times to the enemies in front and knocks them down. So this is the control aspect. So she'll deal 60% AoE damage 5 times to the enemy target, and the final slam-like effect for 150% damage to them. The level 2. She will raise all allies' attack rating by 7% and defense rating by 14% for every enemy that falls in combat. So this is a non-summoned enemy. While Estrilda is alive up until the end of battle, this can be stacked 3 times. So this can reach a total of 21% attack rating and 42% increase in defense rating for your allies. So this is the secondary buff that I mentioned. The level 3, all of Estrilda's allies will recover 60 energy points for every non-summoned enemy that she defeats in battle while still alive. Her next ability, Royal Charge. Estrilda charges into enemies, knocks them down along a path, and deals AoE damage. So this is a straight line charge where she goes from one edge to the other edge of battle. While she's doing this, Estrilda is immune to control effects. The level 2, the damage is increased to 210%. Level 3, for every enemy that Estrilda successfully hits, she'll receive a shield that is able to mitigate 70% damage. So this is an extra shield and defense ability that she can provide for herself. The level 4, damage is increased all the way to 220%. Her next ability, Inspire. Estrilda increases her nearby allies' morale by waving a flag in the air, increasing their attack rating for 8 seconds. So this is a 30% increase to their attack rating. So 30% plus the amount from her ultimate, this can be 50% increase to your allies' attack rating. Level 2. Estrilda and her allies recover 100 points of energy. Level 3, this energy recovery is increased to 150%, and the 30 engravings attack rating is increased by 40%. So as we can see, the amount of secondary buffs that this ally can provide for your allies is significant. Her next ability, Ridicule. Estrilda knocks back and deals damage to an enemy, then deals AoE damage to their enemies in front and decreases their attack rating for 6 seconds. So the decrease in attack rating is 14%. The AoE components for level 2 and level 3, the damage is increased all the way to 80%, and the 60 engravings, attack rating is reduced by 18%. That is the enemy's attack rating. So let's have a look at our signature item. Now, when you unlock in command, backline allies gain damage reduction when Estrilda is alive on the front line. So as we can see, this is a 5% damage reduction. However, this gets increased the more you upgrade her signature item. So level 10, this is increased to 10%. Level 20, this is increased to 15% damage reduction. And the level 30, when any allied hero is on the front line and still alive, all damage received by their backline allies is reduced by 15%. So as we can see, this is a massive amount of damage reduction that Estrilda can provide for your teammates. So let's have a look at her furniture. Now, when you unlock her 3 out of 3 fellowship, after the first 18 seconds of battle, if the allies are still alive, and all non-summoned allies will have their attack rating increased by 10% and defense rating by a further 20% up until the end of battle. So as we can see, this is a significant buff to your allies, especially with all these extra buffs that she provides through her other abilities. So this can equate to a 71% increase to your allies' attack rating. And your defense rating of your allies is also permanently increased. The 9 out of 9. The skill activation period is reduced to 12 seconds. So it's 18 to 12 seconds. So this is a massive amount of extra damage or buffs that Estrilda can provide for your allies. So let's have a look at how she does in battle. So from this wooden trading dummy over here, we can see that Estrilda charges on the battlefield and will wave a flag. This will provide energy recovery for our allies, And as we can see, she charged to the battle, knocked the enemy down, and gained a shield. So as we can see over here, now she's going to raise a flag, provide energy recovery for our allies, and buffs for them as well. Through the sword, we can see that is the increase in attack rating for herself and for a teammate as well. So let's have a look at her ultimate. So she'll leap into the air, slash multiple times, and slam the enemies into the ground. Now she'll proceed with a charge. There we go. There's the charge. She charged to 3 enemies, so that means she got a massive shield, which is able to mitigate a significant amount of damage. So let's have a look at how she does at a much higher level deficit over here. So this is a 127 level deficit. Now from this particular team, I've placed Estrilda on the front line. This allowed Estrilda to buff the backline with the damage reduction and the extra attack rating, which supercharge my other allies' damage capabilities. So let's have a look at how she does. So as soon as she walks into battle, she knocks the enemy back. This is extremely powerful, especially against enemies such as Thorin, where you can cancel the taint-like abilities, and this works for multiple enemy heroes. So if this is a Verk or even a Lawson, Estrilda can knock them back, interrupt their abilities, and they will not be able to get off that particular cast. So as we can see, there's the charge. Now she's slowly moving in, and she's constantly providing buffs and extra stats for your teammates. So what is the minimum investment that I would recommend for this particular allied hero? Now I would highly recommend getting Estrilda to 30 signature item for the defense reduction that she provides. This is excellent, especially once you start pushing at much higher level deficits, such as 100 and above. Now the next item that I highly recommend is getting her 9 out of 9 furniture. Now the minimum would be 3 out of 9. However, the 9 out of 9 will help you, especially in Nightmare Corridor and the various other PvE game modes, as this extra stats can be activated much sooner, buffing your allies and allowing them to be more effective in battle. Now, the next upgrade I would recommend is getting her 30 engravings. The reason for this increases your attack rating of your allies from 30 to 40% increase in attack rating. This is massive amounts of buff that can be provided to your teammates. This can in fact sometimes even give them an extra 10, maybe even 20% of extra damage on top of what they are currently doing. This is an extremely powerful support, and I would highly recommend building this character over here. Now, I do not recommend getting the 60 engravings. The reason for this, as the 14% to 18% attack rating reduction is not that significant, and you won't notice it too much at all.